Please.
When an outlaw discovers his enemy is being released from prison, he reunites his gang to seek revenge.
I know who you are. The angel who hunts down those who trespass against him with no mercy.
The Harder They Fall released on Netflix on November 3rd, and it has a pretty engaging story. A familiar story, but still an engaging story. The film pulls you in with its brutal opening scene and lays the groundwork for what you experience throughout the rest of the film. Overall, I personally enjoyed the film, but I want to go over the good, the bad, and the ugly to give you an idea if you would enjoy this film. The good. James Samuel's direction. I had never heard of him before now, but he's a singer-songwriter. He's from London. He's done some other short films for some of his music videos. And I'll really just put it this way. If you like Tarantino films, you'll really enjoy this one. It's going to check all the boxes that you expect from a Tarantino flick, save for a couple minor falters in the script writing department, but it feels like a Tarantino film, more akin to Django or even The Hateful Eight. This feels familiar in that way. Another thing that's good about this film are the performances. They're great across the board. Every character in this film gets a moment to shine. There's a lot of characters to follow, but you get a moment to actually spend a little bit of time with them. Now, there are certain characters that get more screen time and more time to shine than others, but I still felt like I understood the motivation for each character. I only watched the first trailer for this film. I hadn't watched any clips or any other trailers, so I was unaware of who the main character was for this movie because the trailer doesn't really allude to who the main character is. Didn't know that it was Jonathan Majors' Nat Love who was the main character in this film, which was great. He's amazing. He's just amazing. Everything he's in that I've seen so far, he is amazing. And it's cool to see that he's come up from Last Black Man in San Francisco to this and the MCU, all that jazz. It's really cool to see his blow up and glow up in Hollywood. So in this one, he's fantastic. There's a couple of scenes in this movie that really kind of break your heart when it comes to the story and what you know of his character and what his motivation is and the decisions that he has to make. I felt like the direction was fantastic in those moments, and it really helps you to connect to the character even more. Probably one of the best things about this movie is the soundtrack. They found a way to make reggae work in a Western. Now, I've never heard that before personally, but it worked. It just fits so perfectly. And all the music does, whether it's hip hop, what you would expect from a Western, or the reggae. It just works. And there's moments where I felt like, there's some Ennio Morricone that could play throughout here. It would fit. There's some straight rap that could play here and does. And it just fits. There's a song from Kid Cudi and Jay-Z that plays during the title sequence of the film.
Venture foreign lands. I laid my sword in the sand. I made my peace with man.
It's great. It's great. I love it. So all the music in this one is top tier for me. So there's so much good in here. You're probably thinking, Mike, is there any bad or ugly? Actually, there isn't. Now, there is an and I'll go over that now. The first and again, this isn't a bad or ugly. It's just is that I wanted more screen time for Idris Elba. He's the main villain of the film, Rufus Buck. And when he's on screen, he's menacing, he's imposing. The way that they shoot him as a villain is fantastic, and you want more of that. Another, again, not bad, not ugly, just are some of the story beats. Again, this goes back to the script writing department. While it's not as Tarantino-esque as other parts of the direction of this film, the script is a little bit shaky in parts. There's moments where a lot of things are telegraphed. You just know what's going to happen. If you've seen a Western and you've seen a bad guy in a Western, a good guy in a Western, you just know what's going to happen when there's certain story beats that take place between certain characters. So again, the telegraphing was a little bit annoying because you just know what's going to happen. But again, there's so many other surprises that I kind of give it a pass, but I just put it as not a bad, not a ugly. Overall, I think if you're not even into Westerns, you'll enjoy this film. There's a lot to enjoy here. So just a little background on me. I personally don't really care for a lot of Black ensemble films. I didn't know what I would think of this one. The trailer I thought was great. I was just hoping it would still have a broad appeal, and it does. A lot of Black ensemble films, for me, feel very cliched, and they're just in this box where they are only geared towards or catered towards one demographic of people. And that's one reason I don't really like that. This film is very broad in its appeal. The story is broad. It can be told by anyone, no matter the color. The characters, yes, they're Black and you see it from the Black perspective, but it doesn't beat a dead horse with that fact. You understand it. You see it's there. It hints at it a few times, but the overall plot and story is what's most important here. As far as my rating for The Harder They Fall, I'm giving this film an 8.5 out of 10. I had a lot of fun with this film. I was smiling throughout, which a lot of times when I notice that, I know that I'm having a good time. I know I'm going to give it a good rating. overall. Again, The Harder They Fall is available on Netflix now. Please check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. Even if you're not into Westerns, I think you'll still find some things to enjoy. The soundtrack is great. The action is wonderful. The performances are fantastic. And even though the plot is a been there, done that sort of plot, when it comes to Westerns especially, I think there's still a lot of surprises that you can enjoy in this one. Check it out, The Harder They Fall. If you have seen it, let me know what you think in the comments below. Let's chat a little bit about this movie. If you haven't, check it out and then come back and talk to me. Let me know what you think. I want to give a big shout out to all my subscribers and my members for supporting the channel, especially my Hyper Crew members, Brian Tidwell, Steve O, Slepnir, Dash Milner, K6013, Daniel Lopez, Portal on Mobile 44, Kratos, William Cooper, Shane Cook, and Richie Chester. Thank you guys for choosing that top tier crew. I really appreciate you guys. If you're still here, hit that like button if you haven't done so yet. Helps out the channel. Also hit that subscribe button down there. Really helps out to grow the channel more as well. You can also check out our most popular videos on the channel and our most recent reaction as well. If you've seen all of that, so you guys in the comments, we can talk more about this movie. Otherwise, check out some of the other content from the creators I've got in the description below. They got some great content I think you would enjoy. That's all I got for you guys on this one. I will see you guys on the next reaction or review video, and I hope you have yourselves a great rest of the day. Take care.